Hi folks, Vipin here. In my last video, I gave an introduction to the monetary and the fiscal policy. Before I come to the main topic at hand, let me give you a quick recap of the previous video. A fiscal policy deals with how a government or a country makes money and how it is going to spend it for various activities that occur in the country. The fiscal policy in India is controlled by the Ministry of Finance with support from RBI. The monetary policy is a sister strategy to the fiscal policy and it is entirely controlled by RBI. First, let us understand how the government makes money. Aside from auctioning things like spectrum, that is 3G, 2G, 4G, etc., sale of coal blocks and the railways, the government makes money from taxes. There are two types of taxes, a direct and indirect tax. In direct taxes, the best example is income tax, where you have the individual paying the tax and you get a Form 16 as proof that you are the taxpayer. In indirect tax, you pay the tax on behalf of somebody else. For example, you pay 14% on service tax for your Airtel postpaid bill, and Airtel is the actual taxpayer and they are given the acknowledgement for paying service taxes, although you have paid the service tax on your bill. You are not given any acknowledgement by the government for paying that service tax. Moving on, what are the main aspects of the fiscal policy of 2015-2016? One of the key reforms is the Make in India campaign that was launched by our government. This is done to revive manufacturing in India. Almost all manufactured goods today are made in China. Even Indian firms like Micromax or Hidesign choose to manufacture in China because it is cheaper. Goods and services tax will reform the taxation system in India by removing value-added tax. This is a complicated aspect to explain, so I won't be able to do that in today's video. As said in my previous video, new services are added in the service tax net, and now two more services which are online and mobile advertising and even taxi services are also subject to service tax. Customs duties are taxes levied on goods which are imported. Before, India had crazy high import taxes that ranged from 10% to 400%. This means if you bought something from abroad worth ₹100, you'd have to pay 4 times that to the government as tax. Coke is a key product in manufacturing steel, so the import duty on that has gone up from 2.5% to 5%. The reason this has been done is so that the local resources are purchased rather than importing them into India. Clean energy cess has also increased significantly. Cess is a tax on tax. For example, when you pay income tax of ₹1,000, 2% of this is considered as education cess. Service taxes have increased to 14%. I have mentioned this before. The government knows that very few people pay income tax because most of India is not eligible to pay income tax because we do not earn the minimum 2.5 lakhs per annum. So the only way to ensure revenue is made from every citizen is by charging service tax. There were no changes in income tax slabs because growth of wages of people hasn't been much, and increasing the exemption limit would only mean fewer taxpayers and less revenue for the government. Finally, another major change for increasing revenue is the added 12% surcharge on people whose income is greater than 1 crore per annum. A surcharge is sort of like a cess itself, that is a tax on tax. This is important because there are a lot of Indians who have acquired a lot of wealth recently. That is, there are more rich Indians today than there were ever before. New services such as Kohinoor banking from SBI are aimed at the extremely wealthy people of India, and knowing such rich Indians exist, a higher tax rate is proposed on them. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button and I will publish part 3 of this video soon, where I will explain the expenses of the fiscal policy. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Bye.